I attempted to talk to the parents of the 2 kids that were initially threatening my kid, but they never reached out to me at all. I went to the school, Gilbert police knew about it, nothing happened at that point. I can't even count how many parents have reached out to me personally. Hey, my son or my daughter was bullied, or I went to the school and nothing happened. There's a lot of cases like that.
Now, Rick met Eric at one of the council meetings where Eric was speaking from experience about life in a gang. Eric says he joined his first gang to escape his unhealthy home life when he was just 14 years old. Now, as a reformed gang member and a father, Eric says the goons are too young, dumb, and privileged to understand how gang life just leads to a dead end. They don't get it, do they?
They don't. I don't see how they possibly could at their age.
Well, at this point, it's like you're in a boxing match and you're the only one throwing punches. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's a heavyweight, but when all of a sudden the price of poker goes up and now you ain't the only one throwing punches, all of a sudden it starts costing you something you value, whether it's your freedom, your money, your dignity, your parents' job, whatever. Everybody has a threshold. And right now, there's not much of a cost being exacted to a lot of these kids. Some of them have been charged. I'm interested to see what's behind these charges, whether or not we've got prosecutors out there that will follow through, or they're going to plead them out, call them minors, give them 6 months in juvie and turn them loose. What's going to happen? But somehow or another, they need to understand this is not a free ride. Don't they need to understand how dark this can get?
Yeah, absolutely. It may be all fun and games now, sitting there flashing guns on Snapchat or whatever and beating people down and getting views out of it. But when you go to prison, people aren't really keen on people jumping on people 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. They're looking at a wake-up call to go in there, just having victimized other people for absolutely no reason. I don't even understand it. I mean, I was completely shocked by what I can't even watch these videos.
Well, I've worked with a lot of gang members in LA, and one of the things they told me is they didn't jump citizens.
No.
They might fight with each other if it's a turf war or who was controlling the drugs in a particular area or whatever, but they didn't sit outside a Home Depot and jump some citizen coming out with his hands full of stuff. They just didn't do that.
It shocks me too.
What do you think's happening here? Even the gangs that I dealt with there, they had a code. They might have had some bad businesses, but they had a code.
Yeah, so I think what's happening is that everything's being exacerbated by social media. Everybody's trying to get clicks, they're trying to get views, they're trying to get some type of fame out of it, some type of attention. They're not getting some type of attention at home, at school, or wherever it is that you're supposed to be getting attention from as a child. And it's just amazing.
I want to point out how extremely violent it is. I mean, these beatdowns, they get this random, unsuspecting victim on the ground, totally helpless, and then they stomp on him. And they go for the head most of the time because they know that's where it does the most damage. It's also most deadly. And when you add in brass knuckles to the head, you have a very good chance of killing someone. And that's what they're targeting. So they may be chaotic and random, but they seem to know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're trying to kill. They're trying to kill by putting boots to their head or by stomping them. So
what do you think about when you hear you see these footprints all over your son's shirt and back and all of that? How do you just not explode?
Well, it was hard not to. What's so disturbing about all this is when I grew up, we'd just be one-on-one and, duke it out. And if it got too bad, your friends would pull you off. And heck, by the end of the fight, you guys were shaking hands. Mm-hmm. But what's changed over all that time and these kids, several of them with so much hate and anger inside of their heart, something's not right, that they want to go in there. And these kids would put ski masks on and brass knuckles. They knew what they were doing. They would take drugs. They had guns with them in their car. And most of the kids that I've seen in the videos they picked, they were good kids. They were innocent prey. And that's who they would attack. And it's not just here, it's everywhere. Every day I see videos of teen beatings all across the country. That's why I'm here, because we need to fix it, because it's a major issue. And it's just so disturbing. And for me to have gone through it, I'm probably still in shock from it. I just can't believe that happened, and especially where, in a place where we live. So.
Well, coming up, these goons use brass knuckles on their victims. As Lonnie says, they go for the head. They're posting this stuff. You got to be really stupid to commit a crime, video yourself, and then publish it. But we're going to talk about using a deadly weapon and then posting it up for everybody to see next. Having trouble taking your business to the next level? Financial Yield Solutions, Inc., or FYSI for short, provides tailored solutions for businesses generating 1 to 10 million annually. For tax planning, advertising, and retirement strategies to scaling operations, FYSI helps businesses thrive. With $500 billion raised for AI tech under the Trump administration, businesses cannot afford to be left behind. FYSI can even help you explore AI integration to cut costs and boost profits. With over 14 years of experience, FYSI specializes in solving the exact challenges business owners face. Business owners can book a free business review today to transform their operations, boost profits, and secure their financial future. Visit FYSI.com/Dr. Phil or call 800-877-4000. That's FYSI.com/Dr. Phil or call 800-877-4000.
So it sounds like Gilbert goons didn't really take it seriously, the violence.
No, ma'am. They laughed at it.
They laughed at it. And if they hit somebody and they're down on the ground bleeding from the brass knuckles, they just didn't think that really mattered. It wasn't serious.
No, ma'am. They'd continue hitting them or stomping on them or kicking them once they were on the ground.
I want to take a look at this other video that we looked at for a minute where they had this young man down and they're all running up to take a look at it. Okay, you see this frenzy here? There are like 8 or 9 people in this video. Every one of these individuals can be identified, right? Every one of these kids and every one of their parents should absolutely be hauled down to the police department and charged. And when you hear this with the sound on, the kids running are saying, let me get into the action, let me get into the action, let me get into the action. Yeah, you're gonna get into the action. You're gonna be first in line, Jack. Mm-hmm. Every one of them and every one of their parents should be down there. Now, if your kid goes out and does something stupid out of the blue and you don't know anything about it, you shouldn't be involved. You shouldn't be responsible. But if you know it, if they're publishing this stuff and they're famous on the app for assaulting people with a deadly weapon, it's your job to know. And you should be involved. You should be charged. You should be held accountable for it. It's your job to know. I want to show you how damaging this weapon they're using can be. Nate from our staff here is going to help us out. This is a very really sedate form of brass knuckles. A lot of times they're jagged with diamonds and stuff on the end. We got these legally through the police. Those are weapons, okay? Now, this is just a watermelon. Can you attack that watermelon for me? Now, take that times 10 or 12 people pounding on some kid. And you can see in the screens, if that was your face, it wouldn't do too well. Let's get a fresh one and put these brass knuckles on and do the same thing. Okay. That's the difference. Because it's a weapon. It's brass and it cuts right through it. Give me those. Nate, thank you. you see the difference. This is not some kids just out being kids. We saw a young man lose his life for this. And Gilbert, Arizona, you ought to be having a town hall meeting tonight. I do a lot of work with NYPD. One of those videos you saw was where a bunch of illegal immigrants that had been bussed into New York City jumped a police officer, had him on the ground, stomping and kicking him. And I can tell you the NYPD, they got 17,500 officers on the street there. That's a gang you don't want to mess with. And Gilbert, Arizona, you need to make sure you have control of your town. Rick has something to say to his community, and we're going to find out what it is when we come back. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep, and Z-Cliner was designed specifically to promote restful sleep. Studies show 7% of U.S. adults either choose not to or are unable to sleep in a traditional bed. Z-Cliner offers a superior alternative. The Z-Cliner is a revolutionary recliner designed by Flex Steel to be both your ultimate relaxation station and making it an ideal bed alternative. The Z-Cliner is the perfect sleep solution, meticulously engineered with 4 distinct models. Model 1, Model 2, Petite, Model 2, and Model 2 Plus. No matter your size or specific need, there is a Z-Cliner that's right for you. Z-Cliner is more than a chair. It's a complete sleep solution. Whether for daily relaxation or as an alternative to a bed, it delivers unmatched comfort, technology, and support. Visit zcliner.com today to find the perfect model for you. You deserve the Z-Cliner. Your son has been victimized terribly. I know it's painful. What'd you want to say?
I always told my son this. I said the most important thing a parent can do for their children, it's not giving them material things, it's not money, it's not vacations, it's your time. We have to get involved. We need to know who they're hanging out with, know who they're talking to. To your point, I remember telling Katie, I said, you know, we can't let thugs, 15-year-old thugs, run this town. That's unacceptable. We're the adults in the room, and we need to make sure that we're being involved. We need to attend meetings in our town halls and our school board meetings and make sure we know what's going on, because we get so absorbed and so busy with life and our own things that we forget those things. And that's, I feel, what's happened, especially with COVID and that part of it, that we just kind of got away from that. And these kids were looking for something or somewhere, and they found it on social media or something like that. So that's just really what I think we need to do to fix this. And if I'm a small voice that can advocate for it, then that's what I want to do.
Well, you're not just a small voice, and I'm glad you're here, because this is getting out of hand. This has become widespread. Here's a map of what's happened, and this is just in a reasonably short period of time. 18 attacks, 95 assaults. It's led to 29 arrests. There's been a death. And this is just what's reported. It's just a reign of terror across this city. And if you think about how many haven't been reported, then you think, my Lord, what's going on? I'm going to give you my final thoughts when we come back. Let's be honest. We're not getting any younger. And if you want to look and feel your best, check out Pure Health Research. With 45 premium health supplements targeting every health goal, boosting energy, trimming belly fat, supporting blood sugar, increasing testosterone, or reducing leg swelling, Pure Health has you covered. Each formula features natural, non-GMO ingredients backed by clinical research and manufactured in the USA. Here's the best part. Pure Health Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount. Just go to purehealthresearch.com and use coupon code PHIL at checkout. With their 365-day money-back guarantee, there's zero risk in trying something new. So why wait? Head over to purehealthresearch.com now. Explore their 45 amazing supplements and save 35% before this deal ends with coupon code PHIL. Don't miss this chance to feel your best. You know, I want to focus on two different parties to this thing, and we're using Gilbert as the example right now. But who I want to talk to are the kids that are involved in this. And if you're watching this on the Merritt Street channel, or you're watching us on the internet, let me speak to you if you're one of the kids in these gangs. You got a choice to make. You have an opportunity to opt out right now. If you're a Gilbert goon, you need to get as far away from this as you possibly can. You need to find integrity, and you need to get out of this. Any idiot can be a follower. Any coward, punk, thug can be one of 12 stomping a defenseless kid in a parking lot somewhere. That doesn't make you a big man. It makes you an absolute gutless coward, and you are a gutless coward. Man up and get out of that kind of thing while you can. And parents, maybe you're so asleep at the switch, you don't know what your son is doing. Find out. Be shocked. Be shocked and find out that your son is part of a gang. Find out they're one of the Gilbert goons. It's your job to know. And whatever you have to do to get them out of that, if it's get out of town, get out of town. If you have to go live like the Swiss Family Robinson to save your boy, do it. Whatever you have to do, because they're going to wind up getting indicted for murder. 7 already have been. The others, let me tell you, if they get caught with guns and drugs during the commission of a crime, bad thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Bad thing, prosecutor, right?
Absolutely.
This is your chance to save them, and you need to do it now because the heat is on. And the Gilbert Police Department apparently has turned their attention to this. Some people have been arrested. Others are being investigated. And trust me, I have a big platform and a bright light. And a lot of people are going to be paying very close attention to this. Very close attention to this. And I'm like a bad rash. I don't go away.
I want to say one thing, that a lot of people don't think that there's a way out. Don't let your fear override that decision, because in the end, you can be an old man and you're going to want out anyway. I wish I would have got out many years before I got out, and so many things would have been different.
Yeah. So parents, sometimes we have to parent, sometimes we have to reparent.
Yeah.
It's never too late. And if you haven't done what you need to do until now, do it now. Do it now. Save your kid now. Don't let this continue, because it's getting ready to get real hot in Gilbert, Arizona. I want to thank Lonnie Coombs and all of our guests tonight. Special thanks to you. Thank you. Thank you for caring.
Thank you.
And getting all over this. Stay all over it, will you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.